Hello again, YouTube. You can now invest in me. You can now officially co-source with me. And that is all because I am now officially compliant. I've done everything I need to do. And in this video, I'll show you how I did it. Hello and welcome back to the channel where I signed up to an online property training course so that you don't have to. Today I'm showing you how I got compliant. Part 3 if you like. So if you haven't already, please watch my 4th video where I go through setting up my domain and my email, and my 6th video where I go through setting up my company. Once you've done that, you can crack on with this video. So the next step after setting up my company was to get my business insurance. The step after that was to make sure that I had my anti-money laundering training, my ICO registration, and finally synced my anti-money laundering training with the government's website, registering myself for what's called anti-money laundering supervision. Huge credit to Zatul. I think she's called on Instagram, The Good Properties. Let me just check that right now. She's called The Good Properties UK on Instagram. Give her a follow, please, because she signed up to this course, I think in April, May, a little bit earlier than me, and she'd been through the compliance journey, and she shared kind of her steps and what it cost her. It's very much helped me to have a guidance of what to do, when to do it, and also how much roughly it should cost reasonably. Alright, so the first thing, the insurances. So this is actually pasted in a Word document, exactly the message that Zat sent to the group that I was able to follow, and just ask her follow-up questions on it. So let's see in this video kind of how I did. Did I keep to the prices? Did I keep to the suppliers of all these things? First of all, insurances. Public liability, and that should actually say professional indemnity, and yes, I did stick with Adler Fairways. Zat very helpfully sent me across the email phone number of the lady that she dealt with at Adler Fairways, they are an insurance broker. So within a couple of email exchanges, I was able to get the quote that I needed. Just need to provide a few details about the business. The great thing about these guys, Adler Fairways, is they understand what deal sourcing is. They understand that it's an estate agency, but it's kind of not. But obviously the government sees it as an estate agency, if that makes any sense. So things like, I'm not going to be buying and selling real estate. They informed me if I ever did, the quote would need to go up, that I need to inform them, but at the end of the day, I got myself a quote, and I think it was very close to what Zat paid, 280. I think I got charged 289. But yeah, if you just tell them that you're a deal sourcer and that you're not going to be buying, selling, you're not going to be investing, you're just going to be giving analytical investment advice, not financial advice, but investment insights and recommendations, and presenting that to investors, they'll understand. And I think the fact that I got so close to 289 shows that, you know, they understand quite well that myself and Zat, I think she's on a slightly different strategy, but our businesses are essentially the same. Now, PRS, what is that? That is the Property Redress Scheme. You can go with the Property Ombudsman. I went with PRS, we'll just put it here that I ended up at 289. That's the actual figure. PRS, I ended up at, yeah, a little bit more again. I rang them up when I saw the quote on the website. I rang them up and said my friend got 186. So including VAT? Yes, it was including VAT. And that is simply because they put their prices up since about May, June, whenever she did it. They just put it up from, without VAT, 155 to 165. What is the property redress scheme? Well, let's have a look, shall we? In their own words, and yes, this is addressed to me, property finders, I suppose that's how I'm classed. Essentially, when you get complaints about your business, that's slightly different to insurance. Insurance is, obviously protection of damages. This is more on the reputational side. They say they provide an open and transparent resolution service, enhancing reputation and consumer confidence. The consumer confidence bit, accepting complaints, handling complaints, how to resolve it. Essentially a middleman to sort of, customer says this, rah, 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 business says this, rah, rah, rah. Shh, shh. It's okay, guys. Make up. Obviously, if you wish to have any more information than that, my limited knowledge, then check out the PRS website yourself. But as you can see, with all these compliance bits, get them done. Have a general understanding, but you don't need to go into too much detail. Don't stress over that, please. But what I will stress over is, am I getting as good a deal as that? Am I getting on with it? So let's see what I did next. To get myself trained in anti-money laundering policies, and how to protect yourself as a business. If you don't know, money laundering is the process where illegal funds are hidden in order to make them seem legal, and then they go through into the general money system, and it's very hard to kind of trace funds back to their illegal origins. Artwork is used, and can't remember some of the other examples. I seem to suspect that barbershops are used quite a lot. How many Turkish barbershops with no customers are you seeing? And they're, seemingly doing all right and profitable. Speaking of which, I won this time. I got it cheaper. Yeah, I did not high speed training. I did a read course for anti-money laundering, and of course that's not just for myself. My girlfriend's a 50-50 split with me in the business, so that's a double saving. That's actually excuse me, that is saving £24, not just the £12, but bit of a headache. It took me about a week, honestly, because I'm a slow reader. It's a read course, and I didn't realise, but it was walls and walls of text. I'll show some pictures now. It was a lot of text to get through. It was a lot of reading. I'm a slow reader, full-time job, just fitting it in. I literally had a goal of morning reading and bedtime reading to get this done. 15 modules of sort of 10 pages of text. Especially if you're just doing it for yourself, £31, take the hit, high-speed training. Apparently, it's got a lot more images and videos and a lot more sort of engaging content. Well, let's have a look at it now, actually. Well, that's not really worked. Asbestos awareness and... Oh, no, there we go. 26 plus VAT. It's this one that I actually would recommend. So, moving on. I didn't then register straight away with HMRC. The next thing I did was register with the ICO. Was it more? Was it less? Well, it was 52, but I seem to remember them saying something that because I popped it on a direct debit, it was cheaper. So let's see how much they've actually charged me. Oh, you know what? I can't see it as a charge yet. Oh, it's an invoice. I've probably got to bank transfer it. I'm not compliant. Oh. Right, well, I won't show you the invoice, But no, we're all right. As promised, it's a direct debit, and it's going to come out on the 6th of November, so in a couple of days time from now. That's good news. And the second good news is it said I'll receive a £5 annual discount. So I'm going to say I'm in the green there. Right, the next thing, registering this with this HMRC, and I'm going to kind of walk you through this one more because this is a bit of a faff. So let's go through the form. What little stumbling blocks did I have? What little stumbling blocks would you need to be aware of if you are to go through this form? So I kind of, before I started this application, I asked ChatGPT because I was a bit confused, as you do these days, like what the HMRC need for me to kind of like pass this test. It's really helpful. Just gave these 5 things, so I'll share it with you guys. You need a written anti-money laundering policy, a business risk assessment, sample CDD files. I don't know what that was. I did ask it later. Training record or plan. Pretty simple. Like when did you do the training? Who did the training? And an SAR reporting process description. I didn't know what that was. I asked it later. Yeah, most of these things, by the way, if you are on the Fontaine Brothers course, you can just simply copy their templates, which is great, isn't it? I wish I'd have known that before I started funning about with my own risk assessment. Firstly, before even starting the application, I've just had to do a little risk assessment, and I spent like half an hour on my own things like that, and I had no idea what I was doing. Okay, so with all the government forms like this, it rather helpfully, sections it out, heads of terms, and yeah, similar to when you're filling in a tax return or anything like that. So it's 6 steps, which initially it doesn't look too bad, but then the more like glass half empty kind of person you are, or like you're not even just, let's say, experienced person you are, you're like, yeah, but one of those 6 is gonna take a while, isn't it? This is it. This is the section. This is the long one. When you fill in your details for yourself, but to be fair, they're details you know anyway. Apart from if you haven't got your national insurance number off the top of your head or things like that. It's what's your name, date of birth, email address. So it looks long, but I'd like, are you a criminal? Which for most people should be a straight no. So if you spend a lot of time on this one, I'm watching you. You have to remember your UTR number. Now I received that something like 18th of September or whatever when I set up the company. About a month later, I'm doing this form, so I had to dig that out, not off my brain, of somewhere in the laptop. Yeah, then when I came to the stage of having filled my details in, it then asks, right, just to make sure this person will pass the fit and proper test. Now, even though I've not done anything dodgy like that at all, it's got to sound like Theresa May a few years ago. Oh well, the naughtiest thing I did was run through fields of wheat. Yeah, that's pretty much me, honestly. It's always a bit weird when they just like, okay, if you lie here, you're going to prison. If you lie, you're going to prison. But I didn't do anything wrong. So, no, honestly, don't worry about it. You should be fine. And yeah, just to be aware that if you do have multiple directors, owners, partners, whatever, they all have to be down as a responsible person, and paying the, I think, £40 per person charged to do so. Make sure they've all carried out their anti-money laundering training as well, but probably not the Reed one. Right, first things first, this is not my most forgiving angle, is it? Well, look, the application itself so far is, a couple of questions a bit confusing, but overall pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you've done any government stuff, you'll know the drill. The most annoying thing, though, is when you log out, which inevitably you have to do. Busy, need to go back to work, need to do other things, cook dinner, whatever. You log out, it logs you out, times you out. You log back in, then it's asking me, but perhaps I haven't set this up. What tax do you want? What tax do you want? There's no other options. Can't go anywhere else. I can show you the page. What tax do you want? First I just ignored it. Then I tried to go through with it. It's like, alright, corporation tax. It's like, what's your corporation tax UTR? Which I haven't been given. So it's a complete trap. I have to log in a couple of times, then re-click the link for the AML form, and eventually it will take me back to the home page, and it's just a waste of time. So yeah, just be aware of that. Make sure you copy paste somewhere the actual specific link for AML, and then you'll have a kind of target to get to. Oh yeah, there's a little box here where you kind of detail what training you've had. Well, it worked for me, but not for my fellow director, my girlfriend. So don't know why. If anyone has any similar issue, obviously let me know. There's the important bit that you get at the end once you've paid. Payment is really simple by bank transfer, which seems like weird. You'd expect some like Stripe or some secure online system, but I guess the government can't afford that. I don't know. So, are there any other bits to be aware of? So yeah, this is one of the questions I wasn't sure about, because you kind of want to say when you're doing this, because you want to pass, you want to be registered, be compliant and be trusted by HMRC. So you want to say yes to everything. But this was a no, and I double checked with the chat, and they're like, yeah, it's okay to say no here. It is free to register if you want to, but I just wanted to get this done as quick as possible. If I want to register for reporting in the future, I can, and probably I will if anything super dodgy does happen. Yeah, so what did it actually end up costing me? That was 340. Well, look, I've paid 300 at the moment. And I'm a bit confused whether that's it or whether they're going to slap on a little bit more. As I was going through it, I thought it was 300 plus £40 per person, essentially £40 per responsible officer. So I thought actually that might be 380, considering there's two of us and we're both directors, so we have those responsibilities. But so far, I've only been charged 300. So I'm gonna say we're in the green, but with a little bit of a question mark. That's where I'm gonna say we're at. Kind of gonna be a 300/380. Bear with. So in the best possible case scenario, we are less than that paid. Hooray! Zap, I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for allowing me to follow the process and beat you. No, she'll be a great loser, but actually no, I might be the loser because obviously if we what I was about to say is if we factor in the extra £80, then we might be at 933. The reason that just cut off is as I forgot that a slash is my keyboard shortcut to stopping and starting my recording. I should probably change that because I'm going to use slash. I might even use it in my live streams and then I'll stop streaming with a slash. Anyway, look, even though this might make me the loser, I don't feel like a loser at all. I am very satisfied that it's come in at 800 or 930, whatever, because, and I always link the video where Stephen and Dylan quite forthcoming with the risks of doing deal sourcing, the downsides, and they say compliance will cost about £1,000, possibly more. Actually, on their course at the start, they say it might cost up to 1,500. They prepare you for the worst. They do not hide anything. So now I've come in just shy of 1,000. It feels great. It feels like a win. It doesn't feel like, oh, my wallet's all lugged. Like I said at the start of this series, it'd be great to not have to do these things, but there is a reason for all of them. Apart from ICO, that just seems like registration was so simple, by the way. Did it on the train, but it just feels like you're paying somebody to give you a thumbs up and say yes, you can hold information responsibly. ICO just goes fill in the form, Alright, you can hold data. Anyway, I really appreciate the boys' honesty about the whole deal sourcing, particularly about this compliance stuff. Because if they'd said, oh, you can do it for 500, 600, and some people do, then I felt a bit disappointed at this result. And I don't know, I think those people have perhaps taken some unadvisable shortcuts. Let's put it that way. So I said it once and I'll say it again because I'm really excited about it. This means you can officially invest in Elliott Sykes property, the estate agency where every listing makes you cash. Hope you like that one, guys. And obviously you can co-source with me as well. I have just started a WhatsApp group chat. I'll try and link it in the description. It's an announcements page where you can see all the deals I'm gonna be posting in there, and also a co-sourcing group chat if you are interested in co-sourcing with me. I'm looking for flips and assisted sales around London. But I think if you're in a similar strategy but maybe a slightly different area, I'm also open to co-sourcing with you because perhaps my investors are not going to be so geographically restricted. In the last video, I did say this video would be about the properties I've gone to view. It's just that one's taken a little bit longer to edit, I'll be honest. So the plan is that's going to be next one. Boy Who Cried Wolf. You're not going to believe me if I keep not delivering on my promises. But the goal is for this channel is slightly changed. I originally started with the ambition of one video a week. Editing takes time, and the main priority is the deal sourcing. So the videos like this, and I love doing them because I love watching videos like this better than this, but where it's been properly edited and structured and it takes you through a storyline. Those videos are going to be more like once every 2 weeks, minimum once a month. Okay, I will make sure of that. But regular content is going to go up. I'm going to be doing some YouTube shorts. I'm going to be doing live streams. I've just finished my 5th one every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Alright, so I'm going to make sure that although not necessarily the long form edited video is out every week, you're going to get content actually more often than every week. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I just got myself compliant so you don't have to. No.